Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to crack open a whole stack of information and really pull out the most vital insights for you. Today, we're diving into a topic most of us probably think we know pretty well: physical education. What comes to mind? Maybe school gym class, running around a bit, some sports. Well, get ready because our sources today, they paint a much deeper, multi-layered picture. It goes way beyond just the obvious stuff.
That's exactly it. The material we've gone through for this deep dive, it offers a really comprehensive look at physical education, especially its role in, well, developing the whole person, what we call holistic development, where it's heading in the future. It's quite fascinating. We'll be unpacking its transformative impact. And like you said, it stretches far beyond just getting fit. It affects our minds, our emotions, even how society functions.
Right. So our goal today is basically to give you a shortcut, a genuine way to get properly informed about PE. We want to reveal its true significance, which is often, I think, underestimated. And we'll highlight some surprising connections, maybe some overlooked facts that might just shift your whole perspective on what physical education actually is. So, okay, let's start peeling back those layers. When we say physical education, what are we really talking about here, based on our sources? It sounds simple, but it seems like there's more to it.
Yeah, what really jumps out from the research is that PE isn't just, movement for movement's sake. It's actually a structured process. And it's designed to foster a person's overall development. We're talking physical, mental, and social development, all through things like physical activities, sports, exercise, and health education, too. And the really compelling part is that the goal isn't just about physical fitness, not solely, anyway.
Okay, so it's not simply about building muscle or, how long you can run. Our sources hint at a much wider scope. What other areas, maybe less obvious ones, does it actually aim to cultivate?
Absolutely. The material we looked at defines it as an education that really trying to ensure a person's well-being across, well, multiple domains, holistically.
Yep.
So this includes developing really crucial life skills, things like leadership, the subtle art of cooperation, building genuine self-confidence, and even equipping people with effective ways to manage stress. It's surprisingly comprehensive when you look at it that way.
Right, stress management, leadership. That's interesting. This is where it gets really compelling for me. How exactly does PE manage to contribute to our well-being in all these different ways? What are the mechanisms our sources talk about?
Well, if we connect the dots here, physical education's importance kind of unfolds across several critical dimensions. First, physical health. And we're not just talking about, getting a workout in. Regular exercise, as the sources detail, it's not just about stronger muscles. It fundamentally improves our cardiovascular system, our heart health,
Yeah.
and it acts as a really potent preventative measure against common diseases, things like obesity, type 2 diabetes. That's huge.
Huge, definitely.
Then there's mental health. And this goes beyond just feeling good after exercise. Physical activities are powerful catalysts. They actually help reduce the physiological and psychological impacts of stress, anxiety, depression. They stimulate certain neurochemical pathways which boost concentration and memory. And that's a really key insight, especially for, anyone wanting to optimize how their brain works.
That concentration link is fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
So then you have social development. Participating in sports, especially team sports, it's like a living laboratory, right? Students learn vital social skills, cooperation, leadership, teamwork, often in real-time dynamic situations. You learn by doing.
You really do. You can't fake teamwork on a court.
Exactly. And it also promotes discipline and ethics, just the nature of structured physical activity or competition. It teaches you to follow rules, respect opponents, genuine sportsmanship. These are ethical values that stick with you way beyond the playing field.
That makes sense.
And finally, something more practical maybe for those who have an aptitude or a real interest, PE creates clear career opportunities. It's a direct pathway to becoming, say, a sports instructor, a coach, fitness trainer, maybe even a professional athlete.
Wow. Okay, so it really does sound less like just another school subject and more like a foundational education for, well, for life. But how do these individual benefits scale up? What does this mean for different age groups, like kids, teenagers, and then society as a whole?
That's a crucial question, yeah. Who benefits most? And the answer that comes back loud and clear from our sources is everyone. So for children, it's a vital outlet. It helps channel all that energy positively, right? And fuels their physical and cognitive growth at the same time,
Keeps them busy in a good way.
in a very good way. And for youth, especially when they're facing academic pressure or figuring things out, it offers really essentials mostly. And it can even, like you said, serve as a practical way to explore potential career paths in sports or fitness. And then for society overall, It's a powerful engine, really. A physically active population contributes to a healthier collective, which, in turn, you can actually see enhances overall productivity and strengthens social cohesion. Healthier people, stronger communities.
That link to productivity is interesting.
It is. And here's a really surprising detail, something many might overlook, that our sources highlighted. Specific studies show that physical activity significantly increases blood flow to the brain. And this directly enhances what they call executive functions, things like planning, problem solving, focus. So there's a direct correlation with improved academic performance, not just feeling less stressed, better grades even.
Wow. Okay. So better blood flow, better thinking. That's a clear takeaway. Now, you listening might be wondering how this all plays out in the real world. Let's take India as an example. What's the current situation with PE there, according to the sources we looked at?
Well, in India, physical education has been integrated into the system, into school and college curriculums. In fact, it's even been made a compulsory subject, and as part of the grading system by major boards like the CBSE, that's the Central Board of Secondary Education.
So it's officially recognized then.
Yes. And beyond that, government initiatives like the National Sports Policy and Khelo India, which is a big national program, aiming to boost sports right from the grassroots level. They've actively tried to improve sports facilities and encourage participation.
That sounds like a pretty solid framework on paper, which is promising. But I'm guessing, despite these efforts, there are probably some pretty significant hurdles stopping PE from reaching its full potential. What are the main challenges the sources point to?
You're right, there are definitely substantial barriers. Our sources really highlighted several key challenges. A major one is infrastructure gaps, just basic stuff. Many schools, especially out in rural areas, they simply don't have adequate playgrounds or the right equipment or proper facilities.
Hard to teach swimming without a pool, right?
It's exactly. Or even just basic ball games without a decent space. Then there's what the sources call an awareness deficit, which is surprising given the benefits we just discussed. But there's often a persistent lack of understanding among parents, even some teachers, about PE's true holistic importance. So it gets undervalued.
Seen as just running around.
Pretty much. Tied into that is academic pressure. The intense focus, sometimes almost singular, on traditional subjects like math and science. It often pushes physical education to the sidelines. Fewer class hours may be treated as optional, expendable when exams loom.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
We also see issues of gender bias in some regions. Girls aren't always encouraged, sometimes even actively discouraged, from participating in sports. And that obviously limits their developmental opportunities massively.
That's a huge loss of potential.
It really is. And finally, just the practical reality of financial constraints. A simple shortage of funds for buying sports equipment, maintaining facilities, and properly training teachers, it's a constant hurdle holding things back.
Okay, so we have infrastructure problems, lack of awareness, academic pressure squeezing it out, gender bias, and funding issues. That's quite a list. So if these are the problems, what are the solutions? What do our sources recommend to make PE more effective, more impactful?
Well, the good news is our sources offer some clear, pretty actionable suggestions. First off, significant infrastructure development. It sounds obvious, but it's crucial. Ensuring all schools, not just some, have access to proper playgrounds and decent modern equipment. That needs real investment.
Dedicated funding, yeah.
Second, the recruitment of highly trained teachers. This is key. You need qualified, enthusiastic PE teachers who get the whole picture, the holistic approach, not just someone who can, throw out a ball.
Someone who understands the mental and social aspects too.
Precisely.
Right.
And crucially, there's a need for robust awareness campaigns. We need to sort of re-educate parents, teachers, society at large about PE's real multidimensional importance to elevate how it's valued.
Change the perception.
Exactly. And to tackle that gender issue, specific gender equality initiatives are vital. Actively encouraging girls to participate, making sure there are safe, supportive, inclusive environments for them in sports.
Making it normal and expected for everyone.
Yes. Expanding government schemes like Khelo India is also seen as vital. Boosting facilities and programs in both cities and rural areas, reaching everyone.
Getting it out there more widely.
And finally, a really interesting frontier is leveraging technology. Modernizing PE, using tools like fitness tracking apps, maybe wearable tech, even online coaching platforms. It can make it more engaging, more personalized.
Using tech to make PE cooler, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. Or at least more data-driven and tailored.
Okay, so that leads us nicely to the future. Given everything we've discussed, the deep benefits, the challenges, the potential solutions, What are the most exciting possibilities ahead for physical education, especially thinking about a place like India with such a massive young population?
Yeah, the future for PE looks undeniably bright, actually. Our sources paint a really compelling picture. For one thing, we're already seeing significant growth in the whole sports industry, globally and in India too. And that translates directly into a surge of new career opportunities in fitness, sports management, sports science, coaching, physiotherapy. It's a dynamic, expanding sector.
So, real jobs, real economic activity.
Absolutely. Then there's the incredible potential of technological integration we just touched on. I mean, imagine using virtual reality VR for coding drills or artificial intelligence AI providing personalized feedback on technique. That's not science fiction anymore. It's rapidly approaching. It could genuinely revolutionize how we teach and learn sports and physical skills.
Wow, AI PE coaches, that's something.
It is. And finally, just the general trend of rising health awareness. People globally are becoming more conscious about fitness, healthy lifestyles. And as that trend continues, the demand for high-quality, comprehensive physical education is only going to increase. It cements its vital place.
So, it feels like PE is moving from the fringes closer to the core of education and life. Okay, so wrapping this up, what does this all really mean for you listening? We've kind of journeyed from seeing PE as maybe just gym class to understanding its profound, often unseen impact on individuals, on society, and we've even caught a glimpse of its high-tech future.
Precisely. And what's truly fascinating, I think, is how physical education, which, let's face it, is often seen as an optional extra or something secondary, really emerges from this analysis as, well, a fundamental pillar. A pillar for holistic human development, an indispensable driver of future health, sharper thinking, better social skills, and even economic growth. It connects to so much.
It really does. So, you've now got a much deeper understanding of this crucial field, hopefully. And maybe as you go about your day, here's something to think about. If PE is genuinely so vital, not just for physical health, but for mental sharpness, social skills, even doing better academically, what unique role do you think it should play in really shaping the innovators, the resilient leaders, the well-rounded people of tomorrow? Something to mull over. Until next time, keep diving deep.